Hey, everybody, this is Andrew Newland, the author and speaker. This is the book my wife and I co-authored this, Digital Marketing and SEO for Functional Medicine Practices. This is actually not just for functional medicine practices, but also for direct primary care practices. And you might wonder, okay, those are pretty different. Um, so the, which is true. By the way, I got doing some house projects, and it's not a tattoo, it's just paint. Keeps getting through the wash, as it were. So what's the similarity between functional medicine and direct primary care? There are actually a lot of similarities, not necessarily in philosophy of how you guys actually treat patients. Direct primary care tends to be much more traditional, although there are a lot that are combining a more functional medicine kind of holistic alternative program to their DPC. Functional medicine focuses on getting to the root cause. But what is the similarity? The similarity is the majority of you clinic owners or managers are cash-based. Now, there are some hybrid insurance type situations, but most at the core of your business model is cash-based healthcare and medical. So the similarity is, for me, to help you, is to get your marketing right. Because people aren't looking at their insurance plan and seeing who's in their network and just going down the list. No, instead, they're looking for an alternative. And so where are they going? Well, to be honest, they're going to Google search. And so marketing for you is of utmost priority. Now, this is our first workshop episode journey experience. I've been wanting to do this. I've been planning to do this for a long time. And just ideas and things are churning in my mind. I'm also the owner and CEO of Functional Medicine Marketing and Direct Primary Care Marketing. Now, don't let that scare you. This is not a sales pitch. In fact, I want to pull back from that a bit and just help you understand the best way to market your practice. There is a lot of noise out there, so much noise. There is shiny objects. Everybody is selling something, right? If you haven't seen the ads, you probably haven't been on social media ever. But if you're a business owner and you're in the clinic space, healthcare space, you've seen the ads where we can get you 30 new patients in 30 seconds for 30 cents. And if we don't, then we will buy you a boat. And it's just not true. There's so much shiny smoke and mirrors out there. The goal of this time together is to have a real authentic behind the scenes look on what actually works to build your clinic, what marketing is actually going to be the best for you to tap into as you dive into this journey. And maybe you've been in this journey for a while, and probably a lot of you have, and you have tried everything. And I want you to raise a mental hands. How many of you have heard or feel or believe that if I could just post enough on my social media, if I could just make the right content? I see people that are killing it and they're doing great content on social media. That is how they're growing. And I am here today. First thing I want you to know is the paradigm has shifted. The formula is different. Back when Facebook was young and desperate for people to join the platform, you could make content and Google would push it out to new people. And then they started business pages, and you could make a post and Facebook would shove it in people's faces, helpfully. But now they don't anymore. Let me give you a statistic before we dive in. I know there's a lot of different types of people. If you've ever done any research or reading about personality types, I'm actually reading a book right now called Surrounded by Idiots. It's fantastic. It's about the DISC method, where you've got the 4 different colors of people and personality types: red, yellow, green, and blue. I highly recommend it. Even in business, as a practice owner, as you're going to be talking to potential patients and members, you're in a sales position. So it's really important to know that you're talking to different people. So right now, I want to talk to more of the blue crowd. where you're more analytical and you want some statistics. There's a statistic that shows clear as day that Facebook will only show your post on average to less than 5% of your followers. Okay, I'm going to say that again. Facebook shows your posts. So let's say you make a post and you write about hormone health, or on the direct primary care side, a clinic that's available, no wait times, you can text your doctor. All of those things are fantastic. That's great. The problem is Facebook does not care about local businesses unless you give them money. So less than 5% of your followers are going to see that post. Now, on Instagram, everybody's like, well, more people on Instagram. True, but it's less than 10%. I believe it's about 7.78% of your followers on Instagram are going to see a post. Now, maybe you missed it. Maybe you missed it and you're thinking, well, if I can get 5% or 10% of people in my community to see my post, that's really good. Well, that'd be fantastic. The problem is I didn't say in your community, I said of your followers. Those are people that already know about your brand. They've already actually taken a big step and followed your page and your profile. They are clearly interested. So keep in mind, the strategy and the formula has now changed. And if you hear authors and speakers talking about how you have to have social media, grow your practice with social media, you take it with a grain of salt. And remember that statistic, all you blue people out there, the statistic is less than 5%, less than 10% on Facebook and Instagram of people that follow you are going to see your post. So how many new people are going to see your post? Virtually nada. I keep getting distracted. It looks like a star or something. Virtually 0 new people are going to see that post unless somebody shares it, and then you'll get a little bit, you might get in front of their friends. It's just not a practical strategy to try to grow. And you probably feel that. You've probably done that. You're like, okay, this year, and maybe that's your New Year's resolution here in 2024. This is the year I'm gonna actually post on my social media, and I've got a plan, and I bought a program or an app that's gonna help me schedule this out, or I got a VA that's gonna do designs for me. And those are great. And you need to be posting on social media, but it should not be the core of your marketing services. Okay. Let's step back a little bit. Are you frustrated with the disinformation and the smoke and mirrors and the shiny objects out there when it comes to marketing for your functional medicine or DPC practice? That was a question mark. I tried to make my inflection go up there at the end. Are you frustrated? Now, maybe you're an office manager that's been thrust into the marketing manager position, or you have some marketing background even, and nothing's working. You are wearing the marketing hat, and the owner, or maybe you're the owner and you're talking to yourself, but the owner's coming to you saying, what are we doing? This isn't working. We need a strategy. We need more posts on social media. I want to empower you. In this weekly workshop, I want to empower you to be able to answer the boss, even if you're the boss, on, okay, this is marketing that works. This is marketing that works. Here is the right expectation. Here's what we need to expect to put money in to get money out. And that's big and that's huge. The proper expectation about marketing is important. So, well, who am I? Let me dive into that a little bit. So my name is Andrew Newland. My wife and I started functional medicine marketing. Also, we have direct primary care marketing. Sometimes you'll see the signs interchange, boop, 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 depending on who I'm talking to, depending on what I feel like that week. But so about 10 years ago, my wife and I we've been dabbling and doing some kind of gig work when it came to marketing. You know what? I'm going to go back even further. Get comfortable. No. If you're familiar with the DISC test, I am red with a little bit of yellow. If you haven't noticed, as a red, I can't stand things taking a long time. So I want to give you great content, but I also don't want to take a lot of your time. So as we go through, leave me emails. questions via email, or you can text me. So Andrew at functionalmedmarketing.com or Andrew at directprimarycaremarketing.co. My cell number, my personal cell number, I'm just putting it out here, 719-659-0891. Again, 719-659-0891. Text me, don't call, I don't answer. Just text me any marketing questions. Just make sure you say, hey, can you answer this in your next marketing workshop on Fridays? And then ask a question, and I will be happy to do that. I make a lot of videos directly for people. My goal in this position is to help you help more people. Whether you hire us as a marketing agency or not, that's not the point. And I'm pulling away from the agency a little bit because when you say you're a marketing agency, it immediately people think used car salesman, this is, I don't know if I can trust this. And so my goal is to really pull the curtain back and to show you how we do it, because we're successful. It works. Okay, so, and you might be wondering, okay, what's that area code 719? Anybody want to type it in? Text me. Remember, 719-659-0891. The area code is Colorado Springs. It's actually very small. Majority of Colorado is 970, and then Denver's 303, and then Colorado Springs and kind of some weird is 719. So I am born and raised here in Colorado Springs. I'm actually a fifth generation Colorado Springs native. If you're familiar with Colorado Springs, you know that is a rare, I almost said a big deal. It's a big deal. It's really rare because we have so much military here. We have 5 military installations. We've got the Air Force Academy, and then Peterson Air Force Base, and Fort Carson, all of those things. So it's super transient. So to find a fellow Colorado Springs native is very rare. Let's see. So my wife and I married 20 years. We have 4 fantastic kids, 3 boys and a girl. They're all teenagers. We got one in college now, which is awesome. And right out of college, we started a landscaping business. That's what I grew up doing in high school. I worked for a landscaper. We didn't mow, so we built hardscapes. We did a lot of rock work, lots of walls, lots of water features, all of those things, put in sprinkler systems because nothing grows in Colorado Springs. We really shouldn't water as much as we do. Another topic for a very different webinar. But had the business for 10 years, sold the business. My favorite part about the business was the marketing and the sales. I loved talking to people, and I loved helping people get to know us. And we were one of the first landscaping companies here in Colorado Springs to do Google ads. And back then it was easy. You just kind of threw it out there with a few bucks, and I got floods of leads. It was fantastic. And I always loved the marketing aspect. I also started doing 3D landscape design. So I have a very artistic side of me as well. So I love that design element. But I always loved marketing because it takes understanding people, and it takes communicating to people and getting through the noise to get to the root of the issue. I graduated with a degree in public speaking. I love public speaking. I would much rather talk to 1,000 people than 2 people. So I'm pretending there's 1,000 people right now. And you know what? Because nobody knows about this, there's nobody here. I'm just talking to myself. It's fantastic. But if you're watching this, you are now here, so welcome. After landscaping, we started doing just some side marketing work. My wife is a fantastic content writer. I was doing social media and building websites for local businesses. And then we thought, you know what? Let's just dive in. Let's go again. We always have the entrepreneurial bug, even though after the landscaping time period, which is super seasonal, we kind of swore we'd never have another business. That didn't last long. So we started initially 6IT marketing, 6IT digital marketing, which stands for 6 impossible things. It is not 6IT marketing. So that was kind of a bad decision back then. People go, are you a 6IT marketing? Yep, we're going to 6 it, whatever that means. So 6IT marketing stands for 6 impossible things, which is a quote from Alice in Wonderland. where the White Queen says, I have even imagined 6 impossible things before breakfast. So our goal is to think outside the box to help grow local businesses. At the time, we helped anybody and everybody. We helped local business, local banks, um, public schools, used cars, accountants, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, roofers, churches. I mean, across the board, we helped everybody. We really got the bug to start doing SEO because of the value that we saw with Google search and the trust that has just been there for a really long time. People come back to it all the time. They'll see an ad, they'll see an email, they'll join a webinar, and then they'll see, Facebook ad. They'll follow somebody on social, and then what do? When they're like, you know what, that's interesting, they go Google it. And so we got interested in SEO, and so we started diving into SEO. About that time, our health tanked. Our health was in shambles. We had 4 young kids. I was exhausted. I'd come home. I had no energy for the kids. I had headaches all the time. I was taking Tums like it was going out of style. Got allergies, never had allergies before. My childhood asthma started acting up. I gained a bunch of weight. I just was sick and tired. And I finally got sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. And so we finally were able to get in touch with a functional medicine practice doctor, and we were able to reverse all of that, really make some amazing life changes. We also have tapped into a direct primary care practice to get that care when we need it. Actually, so personally, I have a direct primary functional care provider here in Colorado Springs that is fantastic. A little shout out to Link Primary Care. They are awesome. I text them, and we're going carnivore diet, which is a little bit taboo in the functional medicine, well, most realms. And so they're very happy to work with me. By the way, I feel fantastic. I love it. It's not for everybody. So that is not what this is about. But that's just our personal journey. And so we wanted to take our success and our expertise with marketing and help functional medicine practices. And so we started functional medicine marketing. And so we have been helping for 4 years. We've been helping functional medicine practices around the country get their marketing right so that they can help more people. From the beginning, we never made outrageous claims. We never said there was a magic pill. We believe in elbow grease marketing, and that is what works. If you're familiar with the story of the tortoise and the hare, the fable, who always wins? No matter how you dice it, the tortoise always wins. For some reason, with functional medicine and direct primary care practices, any local business really, we're always looking for the cheap and easy way to go. And you know what? If you haven't tried those, you know what? You should, because you're not desperate enough to do the hard stuff. I read a lot of Stoic writing, personal development books. If you're familiar with Ryan Holiday, The Daily Stoic, he talks about the obstacle is the way, which is a quote from Marcus Aurelius. The obstacle is the way. And so it takes time. I actually want to show you, got a little beginnings of a slideshow here. And I'm promoting what I call the tortoise method. This is not trademark. This is not anything that I'm selling. I just, I really like the fact that we need to think about our marketing more like the tortoise and the hare. And so I've spoken at a couple different conferences and talked about ride the tortoise. And then I found this cool guy giving us a little, dab there. And so the tortoise method, this is still work in progress. Maybe I put something together with that. Maybe I don't. Maybe I start a podcast called The Tortoise Method of Marketing. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I got lots of things in the works. But really, it comes down to the obstacle is the way. Are you feeling frustration and confusion? Are you feeling frustrated and confused? What have you tried to grow your practice and business? What is it? How many different things have you tried that haven't worked? Clearly, if you're here, more than likely, something hasn't worked. Maybe you've got some things that are kind of churning and working, but you're just confused. There's so much noise out there about marketing, SEO, Google Ads, PPC, SEM. Let's see, Facebook and Instagram. Should I be using TikTok? How do I grow a following? Should I grow a following? Does email marketing work? How the heck, this is a common one, how the heck do I get into my Google listing, my Google Maps listing? I want to answer all those questions. But are you feeling frustrated? Have you tried a ton of things and it's just not working? Well, let me be the first to tell you that there's no magic pill. So you know what? Don't follow the rabbit. Don't join him on his sprint, stop. It just doesn't work. Or maybe you should, honestly. If you haven't tried rabbity things, then you should probably do that first to prove it doesn't work. Because for you to be here, for you to get value here, you need to be desperate before you will have patience to get your marketing right. I like that. You need to be desperate before you will have patience to get your marketing right. I used way too many exclamation points. You will, before you will have the patience. Fine. How does it work? How does real, good, authentic marketing work? And it's all about reputation. Okay. I'm not talking about a reputation platform. I'm not talking about Google reviews necessarily. I'm talking about your actual good name and reputation. You can have a fantastic reputation and nobody knows about you. That's not much of a reputation. So reputation has to do with a lot of people know about you and a lot of people trust you. Slow and steady wins the race when it comes to this. So how do you build a reputation? So growing a local business is simple. It's just like eating an elephant. Simple. It's one bite at a time. It's hard work. It takes time, but growing a local business statistically takes time. There's a statistic I've heard forever, back to you blue people, that says you won't be profitable for the first 2 years of your local business. And you know what? I've seen that time and time again. Functional medicine, DPC, you need to commit to the long haul. Just because you know how to help people with their health better than most anybody else does not mean that people will flock to you. You have to build a reputation. So if you're familiar with the Go Giver series, highly recommend, highly. If you're that type of person, which I am, of course, then I recommend the Go Giver series. Go Giver, the Go Giver Sells More, Go Giver Leader, and then there's Go Giver Influencer, Go Giver Marriage, all of those things. But the quote from the author is, all things being equal, people will do business with and refer businesses to those people they know, like, and trust. They know, like, and trust. Do people know about you? Yes, you can help people. Yes, you can completely change their lives. Maybe they got a hormone issue. Maybe they're struggling with diabetes. Maybe they've got an aging parent that needs care quickly. Maybe they're sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. Maybe they're sick and tired of sitting in a waiting room. But you can't help them unless they know about you. Second thing, they need to like you. With all of the practices that I've worked with, we're going to talk about the things that work for them. These are the top functional medicine practices around the country. And here's what's working. First, people know about them. Second, people like them. Work on your bedside manner. This has nothing to do with marketing. Well, I guess it kind of does. If you're going to build a good reputation, people need to like you. Read the book, Surrounded by Idiots. That's going to help. Learn some of those things. How do you work with different people? How do you communicate with different people? Do people like you? And then, do they trust you? Okay. We can do all of those things in marketing, but you as a person also need to be doing them as well. All right. So I'm going to give you what I have coined as the tortoise method. I just love this little turtle. Tortoise, I mean, and I have question marks around it because I'm not sure if I'm actually turning it into the tortoise method. Just workshopping it during a workshop, whether I like it. So 7 steps to build your reputation. All things being equal, people will do business with and refer business to those people they know, like, and trust. If you're familiar with another book, Sorry, I live right near the Air Force Academy, and I hear a lot of Thunderbirds and airplanes fly often, and I think I just heard one. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, we've got SEO here in the middle. If you're not familiar, SEO, I'll talk a lot about SEO, so you get used to it. SEO stands for search engine optimization. What is a search engine? Name one. Mental raise of hands. Google, obviously. Then you've got Bing, you've got DuckDuckGo, you've got blah 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 blah. Right, and then we're surrounded by these things. We've got social media ads, which is different than organic social media. Keep that in mind. Email nurture campaigns, weekly workshop, like I'm doing now, dollar a day posting, which is interesting. So you take this weekly workshop recording, break it up into clips, and put it out there. Build some authority. You're not going for a national influencer, going for a local influencer, for lack of a better term. Community engagement. The majority of this takes place boots on the ground. These are all digital. There's a little bit of digital in here, like Facebook groups, but this is you getting out in the community. You can't just sit behind your computer, throw some money in, and wait. Okay. The tortoise method is slow and steady, wins the race, working in these three categories. This is what I have seen from the top functional medicine and DPC practices or businesses in general. If they're a local service business, which you all are, even if you're virtual, even if you can help people in a whole state or multiple states or the whole country, you're still a local business. At least you should see yourself that way. And we'll talk about that more. More of that. Okay. So SEO. Now, the question is, okay, this is a weird chart. Why is SEO in the middle? Why is SEO in the center? Because of trust. Remember, what are we trying to do? All things being equal, people will do business with and refer business to those people or businesses they know. Excuse me. Sorry. They know, like, and trust. Okay. They know, like, and trust. What do people trust when it comes to platforms? How do you grow your practice? How have you grown up to this point? And I guarantee you, 99.9% of you just thought word of mouth. I grew my practice because of word of mouth. Yes. Why? Because people trust other people that have been with you. It's word of mouth. Now, what is the second most trusted source? Almost equal to word of mouth, which is amazing. It is Google search. Typing into Google. Look at this. Top two platforms that people most trust is, number one is Google search. Number two is Google Maps listing. Those kind of sound the same, right? Here, let's do this. Let's do an example. I'll give you a little example. Let's go direct primary care. Let's pick a Orlando. I don't know. First one that came to my mind. Direct primary care Orlando. Okay, I'm going to talk to you about Google search. So this right here is called the Maps pack or the local pack. These are Google listings. Okay. Now, what's interesting is the top one has 40 reviews. The third one has 158. Okay. It doesn't have to do with 5 stars, 4.9 stars. There's tons of signals that are going into play here. Okay. The prime real estate is right here. The majority of the clicks are going to go to one of these because of the trust level in Google organic search and Maps listings. The next is going to be in the top 3. We've got Anchor DPC is killing it. He's in the first he's got 2 spots. That's fantastic. Hey, if you're out there, Anchor DPC, give yourself a pat on the back. Fantastic. You are in the top spot here and the top spot here, which is difficult. Whatever you're doing is actually working. Your SEO is working, whether you're trying to do it or not. Okay. So sorry, I got distracted because Anchor's killing it there. I love to see that. That's rare. Especially in a big city. Orlando, man, that's awesome. Okay. You know what? I just want to see who he is. I'm going to find you. I'm finding you, Anchor DPC. Where'd you go? Oh, it's a little slow to load. Who do we got? Dr. Matthew Rensberry. Man, let's give him a round of applause. He's doing a great job to be able to show up. That's a level of trust. Okay. So this is a perfect illustration. When people go and they learn about DPC or direct primary care and they put it in and they're in the Orlando area, who are they going to naturally trust? They're going to trust somebody in here, the Maps pack or the local pack, and they're going to trust somebody up here in the top. And Anchor DPC has two spots of the one, 2, and 3, which is honestly, that's really rare. That's phenomenal. A lot of times, okay, actually, sometimes they do this and they throw these up above. So I guess he is in position 3. That makes more sense. My bad. Okay, so we've got 3 different types of listing on Google. Google is the most trusted. What are the 3 types of listings? We got the maps listings, we've got organic listings, and then we've got paid listings. We're doing an ad campaign for somebody, and so they're showing up. Here we go. This is a sponsored ad. The level of trust is a little bit lower, but the percentage of conversions that come through organic SEO and paid Google search ads is exponentially higher. It's awesome. Okay, so what are we talking about? We're talking about why SEO is in the middle. This is the most important. Everybody just got bored right there. Did you hear me get bored? I just got tired. We're going to call it quits. Right? Next time, we're going to talk more about why SEO is in the center. We'll probably review a little bit. Maybe I'll still have the tortoise method on here because I like that little tortoise guy. The obstacle is the way. You need to pick the hard way, and the hard way is slow and steady when it comes to marketing. I'm going to leave you with one story, actually. What should I put? I'm going to get rid of, I'm not going to share my screen anymore so you don't get distracted. This is my story. Colorado Springs, we get snow. Duh. Actually, not as much as people think, but we had a couple inches this morning. Got back from the gym. I go to the gym early. It was stupid butt freezing cold. I get back and I decided I'm going to shovel. Now, I have a shovel. If you're familiar with different types of snow shovels, for all of you warm weather people, you probably just think a shovel is a shovel. No. There's more scooping type shovels where you've got to scoop the snow and throw it. But then I have what is much better, because I used to be in landscaping and we did snow removal, it's almost like a snowplow blade. And you can just push and the snow kind of rolls on itself. So if it's not a foot or more, then it's much faster. Now, with any snow shovel, when you slide the shovel, right, you get snow that comes out the sides. I am certainly not a perfectionist, but I also don't want little stripes of snow left over. I gotta get all the snow, right? My wife is a perfectionist, so I gotta get the snow shoveled right. Okay, so I'm going along. I know the fastest way to shovel. But I just got back from the gym. Actually, it's Friday. I do the Murph almost every Friday. Not the full Murph, but close. More on that later. I'm tired. Actually, I'm feeling warm, so I feel good, but I'm just like, you know what? I'm just gonna kind of take it easy. I just did the Murph, for heaven's sakes. So I'm just kind of walking and pushing, and snow's going out the sides, and I walk and do long strips. I know that's not the fastest way to do it because it spills more. The fastest way is to take about 4 or 5 feet, what my arm can push, because it doesn't spill snow over, and I don't have to walk back to start the row over, right? So I can just kind of walk forward and do this. But you've got to bend over, you've got to exert energy. It's the hard way, but it's the fastest way, and it's the most satisfying way. So I finally buckled down and I bent over and I went, it's almost like eating corn instead of having to go back the whole row like a typewriter or something like that. I don't know where I'm going now. But so I picked the hard way because in the end, it's the way that works. It's the way that's fastest. That's what I'm here every week to talk about with marketing. Is we're going to talk about not the easy way, but the way that works, because following the rabbit never wins. Riding the tortoise always wins, but having the right expectation. How long is this going to take? I want you to know what works, and I want you to know how to do it. That's my goal. I'm not here to sell anything. Obviously, we can do these things for you. We're a marketing agency, for heaven's sakes. But my goal is to get those questions answered. Even practical ones, how to get access to your website, how to log into your Google listing, how to, what CRM to use, what questions to ask your marketing agency. Oh, I'd love to give you that one. Ooh, that's a good one. A little self-serving, probably. All right. Thank you. Have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.